There's one new case of COVID-19 overnight in hotel quarantine. That person's being managed, as we do with our hotel quarantine system. Shows the value of the hotel quarantine system. Secondly, the vaccines are now being administered. That's good news, and we look forward to the rollout of the vaccine. The vaccines are being administered, and we look forward to the rollout of the vaccine program across coming months. I just urge everyone across the state, there's obviously priority lists, and various people get the vaccine in turn, and I'd encourage everyone to be patient. But I'd also encourage everyone to get the vaccine. When it's your turn to get the vaccine, please get the vaccine. It's in your own interests, it's in the community's interests, it's especially in the interests of older West Australians. So a great thing to do. Today we are launching a major tourism policy. This is a $217 million program to enhance our tourism industry here in Western Australia. We know tourism is incredibly important to the state's economy, and what you need to continually do is refresh and renew your tourism product. A few months ago we opened the new West Australian Museum, Bullabardip in Northbridge. Marvellous addition to the tourism offerings of Western Australia. And over the course of the last year, we've seen some extraordinary growth in tourism around regional WA as West Australians have experienced their own state as never before. And so we want to make sure our tourism industry recovers well from COVID and continues to go from strength to strength. Prior to COVID hitting, of course, we secured direct flights from Japan and China, additional direct flights out of China, and the tourism ministers here did a wonderful job in securing that. And we want to continue to support tourism because it is a big job generator here in Western Australia. So as part of our announcements today, we're going to invest $50 million towards an Aboriginal cultural centre. This is seed funding for the Aboriginal Cultural Centre. It's a massive investment in a centre that could very well be one of the world's leading centres for Aboriginal history, culture and tradition. And we'd like to see it built right here in proximity to the Swan River, Derbil-Yerrigan, in time for 2029. So this is the start of the process. There's obviously an ongoing process of with the traditional owners of finding a site for this facility, but its time has come, and it will be a marvellous addition to preserving and enhancing Aboriginal culture, but also attracting tourists to Western Australia to experience the amazing history and culture this state has to offer, which extends back for many tens of thousands of years. The $50 million is seed funding from the state. We'd then expect Commonwealth support, and we'd also expect support from the mining and resources sector and other businesses across Western Australia and across Australia. Clearly this would be a project that would be appealing to many of those businesses, and we'd seek their support as well, and that will obviously be an ongoing process. On top of this, we're investing $50 million in the Aboriginal Ranger program across the state. Not only does it help preserve country, not only does it give good quality jobs to Aboriginal people, but it also helps ensure that tourists can experience that marvellous, amazing ancient culture, and Aboriginal Rangers help provide that information. There will then be $20 million towards the West Australian Indigenous Tourism project, and that will ensure that we promote Aboriginal businesses and Aboriginal tourism across Western Australia. And when you meet people from interstate or overseas, or local people, so many want to find out and learn about the ancient culture of Western Australia. And on top of that, there's around $97 million or thereabouts towards infrastructure improvements across the state. So the Bustleton Underwater Observatory is an important part of that. The Broome Boating Facility is another important part of that. Making sure that our infrastructure, our facilities, our Karrajini National Park, that their facilities are upgraded and enhanced is very important as well. So when tourists go to one of those locations, they get to experience it in a comfortable and safe way, and they get to see something new. So the Bustleton Underwater Observatory, of course, will be a new enhanced experience on what is there currently. The Broome Boating Facility, a new enhanced experience on what is there currently. So this package is very much about supporting tourism, making sure we improve the offerings, and also supporting Aboriginal tourism and Aboriginal culture across Western Australia.